Hello, my lovelies. I hope this video finds you well and having a lovely day and a great week, whatever it is you're up to. We're going to do a little Pilates flow today that incorporates some more stretching. So often with the classes that we do a little stretch at the end. So this class today, the purpose of each exercise is to work a particular muscle, and then at the end of each exercise, we're going to do an appropriate stretch to sort of match that exercise. So working on getting nice, strong, long muscles. Okay, as always, let's start in our seated posture, closing down your eyes, and we're just going to take a few mindful breaths just to bring us into our space wherever we're practicing our Pilates today. So dropping down the eyes, closing that sort of gaze, getting that nice sort of dark, calm energy. And then in this position, we're just going to take a few rounds of breathing. So breathing in through the nose, and then slowly exhaling through the mouth. As you do this, really fill your lungs up, feel them expand, and then exhale. Just one more breath there, deep breath in, and exhale. Good. Let's take some shoulder rolls now. So just rolling those shoulders back, really feeling that ball and socket joint start to mobilize. And then really drawing those shoulders down the back, lengthening the spine, and we'll take a little side reach. So reaching the arms out nice and wide, just tipping over to one side of your mat. We're going to keep it flowing today as we draw the arms up straight over to the other side. And then this time we're going to come over and we're going to circle around to the front. Relax the head here, and then roll the spine up tall, and then other side, reaching over, around to the middle, rolling the spine up and breathing. Good. Interlace your fingers, pressing those arms up, and just take a few little shifts from side to side. Really nice one to open up through the shoulders and also the ribs here as well. Nice, everybody. Good. Okay, let's come down onto our supine to begin. So just coming down onto your back, rolling down through the spine, bringing the knees in to prepare, and just take some time, as always, when we first arrive to our supine, we always try to have like a little gentle rock just to open up that lower back, release any tension that we're holding on to there, and sort of prepare that area for the exercises. Drop your feet to the, bring your feet to the edge of your mat, and then just take a little windscreen wiper from side to side. Again, just working on that mobilization here, softening through the lower back. Beautiful. All right, we're going to start with some ab work. So taking some little exercises just to engage our abs. Then we'll take some stretches out for our abdominal wall. So we're going to come up to our supine twist. So knees are touching, making sure we're in a nice 90-degree angle. Arms are out to our T position with our palms facing up. We're just tipping the knees to one side of our mat on our exhale, and then inhale, drawing up. So we're thinking about that mobilization of our spine here, with control in our core. Our shoulders are staying flat, and we're moving the legs like we're moving a weight. So we want to think of our body in Pilates like almost like weights. So we're moving different parts of our anatomy around to strengthen the muscles. Good. Let's take a couple more. And up. Good. Now we're going to add on. So we're going to add like a little advanced version now. So taking it if you want to, or staying with easy level, we're going to stretch the legs, draw them up, and then tap them down and squeeze to lift. Now that's a lot of work for the lower back here and the core. So if that's too much, you can just take a little dip, being really mindful that your lower back isn't engaging and all that work is happening from your midzone. Other side, over, stretch the legs out, draw the legs up, tap them down and squeeze to lift. Then to reset, exhaling. Inhale, exhale. And up and bend. Good, let's do a couple more of these. This nice little extended version, really gets into your abdominals and your core control. We do use a little bit of energy with the legs here when we draw them up. So think about that energetic pull up with control and bend it down. Good, let's do one more of these. Good. Nice, everyone. Bring the knees in. Now we're going to take a little stretch just for the hips here before we move into our core stretch. So we're going to do one more core exercise before we stretch our abs. So quick hip stretch, just pulling those knees in. Switch the other ankle. Great one to just compress the hip sockets. Nice. Okay, so we're going to take another little exercise for our abs. This one again is quite an advanced one. So I would suggest for this one, starting with your hands underneath your lower back. So underneath sort of your tailbone, like the top part of your butt there. Legs are going to come up and we're going to draw 3 circles progressively going down the mat. So we have little mini circle, medium size, and then a bigger one, and then we scoop the legs all the way to the top. So we have a small one, medium, and then a huge one, and then squeeze to lift. Now, obviously, hardest level here is that your hands are going to be up here, but being really careful with this option, that if you are taking this option, you're not using your lower back to move or perform this exercise at all. So we're squeezing through the abs. We're going to do one more this direction. Breathing, exhaling. Now we're going to reverse it. So we're going to go down. We do the big circle, medium, small, and lower. Big circle, medium, small, and lower. Deep breaths. And lower down. Reach it out and lower. Beautiful, guys. We're going to roll straight over onto our tummy now to take that stretch for our abs. So just relax your legs, bring your hands out in front of you, and just stretching out your abdominals here. Being really mindful with this stretch, though, that we don't want to put any sort of tension or jarring in the lower back. So we want to think about expanding the lower back, not pushing, but think about lengthening here. And we're just going to take one arm up and then bringing it down, the other arm up, and then bringing it down, softening down, and just take a breath there. Lovely, guys. Now we're going to stay on our tummy here. We're going to do a little bit of back work followed by a stretch. So taking your hands to your temples, I want you to think like you have a blueberry underneath your tummy here, and we're trying when we push up not to squash that blueberry, but instead we want to keep the abdominals strong, pulling the body up with the back muscles. So fingers to the temples, taking your legs about the distance of your mat apart. We breathe in and then exhale, lifting that chest and then lowering down. So as we lift that chest, we think about elongating the spine, like we're driving that energy forward, navigating the energy forward as we pull the body up and ease it down. And we lift and lower. Good, let's take a couple more here. Lifting through that back body. Down and lift. Nice, so we're going to add on. So we're going to come up. We're going to come to like a goalpost position. And we're going to tip the body to one side on our exhale. And then inhale, center. Reach the arms forward and then draw them back in. Exhaling. And center. Reaching forward and back in. You're going to feel a lot of work happening in the shoulders here. Those shoulders are really taking a lot of the sort of engagement there. And squeeze, and tip, and center, squeeze. We're going to do one more each side. And last one here. You should be really feeling your back now. Just hold it out there, lift the legs, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and bring it down. Nice, guys. Let's take a lovely back stretch now. So we're going to push back to a child's pose. Knees are nice and wide. And then we're just going to guide one arm under. So we're going to feel that lovely stretch through our shoulders reaching that top arm, so the arm that's out in front of you, really crawling it forward. And then coming through center and just taking that to the other side, pushing down into that shoulder and breathing. Very nice. Okay, let's come up now to our hands and knees. We'll come up to our 4-point posture and we're going to do some work on our legs. So again, followed by an appropriate stretch for our legs and our glutes. We're going to also work our glutes here too. So 4-point posture, bring your knees to touch, micro bending those elbows as always to ensure that the creases of your elbows are facing each other. Then we can push up off the mat at any time, yeah? So we're going to take the left leg back behind us, and we're just going to draw some little circles with that leg. So we're really pulling our belly button up to our spine, keeping everything really still as we do this movement. And then reverse it, round the other way. Keep that engagement in your center. Good. Now we're going to draw the left knee towards the left elbow. We take a deep breath in and then exhale, push it back behind us. Inhale, squeeze it in and exhale. Now, if you want to make it a little bit harder, you're going to take your right arm forward and you're going to extend it at the same extension as the leg. So we draw the arm in and we send arm and leg out. Breathing, exhaling. Good, let's do 2 more. Good, and 1 more. Nice. Now hold it there, come down to your elbows, interlace your fingers and just bend your right knee. And we're just going to work the back of that leg, so glutes engaging as well, doing just tiny little pulses. So like a long bent position, an elongated little attitude for anyone that does ballet. Little pulses. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it there. Hold that position strong. And then bring the knee down. Beautiful, guys. Push back. Have a quick child's pose. And then we're going to come into a stretch for that area. So we're going to come up just finding a lunge stretch. So taking the leg that's just been working, bringing that leg forward into your lunge, dropping the back knee, and just take some time to push your weight forward here. Think about the pelvis staying square to begin. And we just hold that stretch. So we rush stretching so much in class, mainly because we don't have enough time sometimes to do everything in class as well as a good stretch. So nice class today to take a little bit more time to breathe. Now we're going to walk that leg to the edge of our mat. Either we're going to stay here or lower a little bit deeper down and maybe taking a twist there. So if you want to feel a bit of a deeper stretch into those hips, glutes, doing a nice twist. Think that arm is reaching up, stretching tall. Deep breath and bring it down. Good. Pushing back. We're going to take a downward facing dog now. So tuck your toes and just pushing back to a down dog and just feeling that lovely stretch in the back of the legs. You want to think about that triangle shape. So pulling in through your abs here to flatten out through the chest. Spine is strong and long here and pushing the chest through towards the thighs. And then your other sort of side of your triangle is here. And then obviously the base down there. Taking 1 more breath. Rising to the balls of your feet. And then coming down to reset all of that on our second side. Great, guys. So let's do that on our second side. Take a moment to just roll your wrists out before you do that. So have a little roll out. Just make sure they're nice and pliable. Bringing the knees together. We're going to take that all on our second side. So elbow creases facing, right leg back, taking those little circles. Like you've got a pen on your big toe and you're drawing those circles on the wall behind you. Reversing those little circles, round the other way. Again, just focus on that breath. Neck is long here as well. The back of the neck really long. So we're going to inhale, draw that knee towards the back of our elbow, and then exhale. Inhale to squeeze it in. Feel your core working here and stretching it back. Think of that abdominal wall stabilizing this movement and feeling that beautiful breath. Always thinking about the breathing, calming down a nervous system, finding that control. Adding now the arm if you want to, make it a little bit harder. Drawing it in, extending it strong, and in, and stretch. Deep breaths. Good, we've got 2 more of these. Really feel your obliques working. Nice, gonna hold it here. Bring yourself down, find that long attitude, interlace your fingers. We just take those tiny little pulses. So hamstring glute activator, really feeling the back of the leg working. Good, we have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it strong, hold it up there, and then bring it down. Beautiful, guys. Take a quick child's pose. And then coming into that lunge stretch second side. So finding that strong square lunge position first. Your hips are square, the pelvis is softening. We're pushing down into that stretch. And just breathing. Taking some deep, slow breaths. You can just close your eyes when you're stretching as well. It like helps to relax you if that works for you. And then walking that foot to the edge of our mat. I'm going to turn it slightly out. Remember, you can absolutely stay here or soften a little bit deeper down. Maybe taking that gentle twist just to feel those hips opening a little bit deeper. And just taking 2 more rounds of breath. Deep breath. And then coming up. And then pushing back, finding our second time in our down dog. And we're going to take the legs a little bit wider now. So right to the edge of our mat, we're going to take a twist here. So you're going to take your right hand to begin and just take it underneath towards your left leg and take a little twist. So you're going to feel that nice rotation in the back body. And you want to think about your spine here. Think about your spine rotating. And then back to center, and then taking that to the other side. Again, thinking about that rotation of the spine. And then back to center. Good. Bring your knees down and soften back. Lovely, guys. Okay, let's move on to our arms now. We're going to do some arm circles. So we haven't done these in class for a while, actually. So we're going to do a newer, like a little variation of our regular combination, just adding a few different elements. Again, as I always say, so good for our shoulders, so good for our arm muscles. We just start with these little circles. So I want you to really ensure that you're sitting nice and tall. If you find it difficult to sit with your legs crossed, you can really sit in any way that feels comfortable with these ones, just ensuring that you're able to keep a strong, long spine. And then we're going to just circle the arms forward. So bringing them forward and then circling them straight back out. And then back forward, keeping that shoulder alignment down, long neck, and back, and then forward, and back. And then we just go back to the circles. I think that's super boring without any music, so hopefully you've got some music on in the background. If not, I'll try to distract you. I hope you're having a really great day. I think I said that already, and hope you have something fun planned for after this class, for your day ahead. Nice, so we're going to do a little chop. So we're going to do a chop, chop, and then open. So really think about that strong energy, like you're slicing something with your arms and finding that resistance as you open back out. So this is really good, more like a lateral sort of engagement. You know, also feel this like in your forearms as well a little bit. So that's a good place to feel a little bit of a different engagement as well. And 2, and 1. We're going to go back to those circles. Little circles, really framing those tiny little circles with the tips of your fingers. We bring them forward to our zombie position and back. We're going to take slow, steady breaths as we breathe in and exhale. Let's do one more set of these circles. Nice. And back. We're going to do one more set of our chops now. So chop, chop, and resist. Sharp, sharp. Resist. Sharp, sharp. Resist. For 3, 2, and 1. And just hold your arms out there. Hold them strong. And then soften them down. Lovely, guys. Let's stretch those arms out. Arms and shoulders. So just pulling one arm across your body. Feeling that nice stretch. You can also just like turn your head here a little bit, tip it from side to side, and then just guiding that arm up to a tricep stretch. And then release down. Other side, taking your other arm across. You want to really think about moving the arm in like the socket. So that ball and socket joint is up here as well as our hips. And we're thinking about sort of gently pulling it so those muscles around that joint can get a good stretch. The more we stretch, the more we're going to prevent injuries in any activities that we do. So whether you cross-train or you just do a bit of Pilates, whatever you do, actually having flexibility in your muscles is so beneficial for life in general. Like when you have a fall or an accident, if your muscles are it has more range, generally your injuries will be less intense, which is good. Nice. All right, let's come down to our side line. So just making your way down, as always, finding your head support that suits you best. So taking the neck or lying all the way down, and we're going to do our 90-degree angle today. So like we did in our supine, our supine twist, this one is the same. It's like you're sitting in a chair. Top arm is going to stay here for stabilization. And I want you to think about someone's arm being wrapped around your midzone, pulling your abdominals up and belly button to spine. So we're just going to take our little sort of similar to clams, but without the attachment of our feet or knees, little lifts, which we sometimes do these on our hands and knees as well. Really good exercise for stabilization in our pelvis, glute activation. Good. It's not really moving into our legs so much yet, but don't worry, because we will. Have no fear. Good. Let's do 2 more. Don't forget to breathe. Nice. So you're going to hold it sort of halfway up, and you're just going to circle that leg. So it's like you're moving your whole leg with this circle. If it helps, think of your knee like your pen now, and you're just drawing those circles one direction, and then reverse that direction. You can really feel your muscles kick in here. Good. Now, we're going to drive that leg back behind us. We're going to find a diagonal, so straight back behind you, and then squeeze back to that same position. So we're working on elongating our hip flexor, finding length in that leg, really extending it back strong behind you, and then in. And strong behind you, and in. Let's do 1 more of these. Now hold it back, reach it long, and exhale, bringing it down. Nice. Just take a moment. We're going to stretch out after this. So yeah. Your underneath leg now, it's just going to come to a bent position comfortably underneath you, so a little bit closer in than your forward one. We're going to do some side leg circles. So we're going to bring that leg forward. We're going to circle the leg up and then flex to lower it down. So you might want to lay down for this one. It just feels like you can get a little bit more range with your extension if you want to lie down. Think of drawing this half circle with your big toe, lowering down. I've got 1 more this direction. And remember, you can keep your range a little smaller if you need. Now we're going to reverse it. So we're going to come up, point, bring it down, and sweep it back. Breathing in and exhaling. Good. Focusing on that control. Always focusing on that control. Good. Last one of these. Nice. Nice, everyone. Now slowly bring that leg up and we're going to take it to our stretch. So we're going to roll straight over onto our back, and that leg that we've just been working, we're just going to pull it in towards our chest. So you can stretch your other leg out if you want to, or keep it bent. And just start with a little bit of mobilization in that hip. So you're just sort of moving that knee from side to side, getting a really good sort of gentle release there. And then bending your other leg, pull it strongly in towards your chest. And just breathe. Now we're going to come into our half happy baby. So inside of that foot, and just start to encourage that thigh down towards the mat. Really feel that compression in the hip. So you're really pulling that thigh down towards the floor. You might as well feel a nice extension there if you want to take it out to the side. Feeling that really good deep stretch. Watching you're not peeling your back or glutes off the mat though. Want to keep that form. And then very gently just guiding it up to a hamstring stretch. So taking the back of your calf or the back of your thigh, or maybe reaching for your foot. And just breathing as you ease down into that stretch. Want to really feel that extension from your bottom all the way to your heel. Taking one more very deep breath. And then exhale, just release that leg down and just bring yourself into a quick little frog before we do all of that on our second side. So just taking some time to open your frog. If you've got tight hips or glutes, this one can be difficult to sort of feel comfortable in. So you want to breathe into your muscles, really relax your body. And then very gently, we're going to come around and do that all on our second side. So let's set all that up as we did on the first side. Whatever you did at the start with your head, make sure you're doing the same here. Yeah, so pulling up through that side body, pressing down through that top hand, and we just have those little opens and down. And we want to think of our hip here is like a little hinge. So it's just like a little hinge, like on a door frame. You're literally just opening the door. You're not moving the whole wall, but you're just opening the door. And lowering down. Keeping that focus and control. Easy and not too sort of intense in its speed. You want to keep the speed really gentle. It's a good word. Good. Now the next one, we're going to bring it down. We're going to make those circles now. So thinking about your knee, circling, like you're drawing the circle with your knee, but you're also moving that whole leg. So think about that whole leg moving. Keep that breath and control. And then reverse that. Round the other direction. Really feel your glutes here. Good. All right, let's send it back to that diagonal stretch. You're going to take it back behind you. Think of reaching that leg back and then drawing it back in and squeezing it back with control, using your core to bring it back in and extend. Really feel those muscles switching on here as you draw it back in. Good. And back and squeeze it back in and back. And exhale. Let's hold this next one back behind us. Stretch it there. Hold, hold, hold. And bring it down. Lovely, guys. Lying all the way down if you did so on the first side. We're going to bring that underneath leg a little bit closer towards you, and we're going to move into those leg circles. So we're going to bring the leg forward. We bring it up. We flex to lower down. So when we take that flex, I want you to think about like you're almost like you're pushing something away with that leg. So that intention with the back of the leg will really sort of be, it'll be working in a different way if you think about pushing something away instead of just lowering that leg. So you're really using energy to push it away. Then we're going to come up with the reverse. And here as well, like you're pushing something back with that leg. You're going to scoop something up here, push it down, and send it back. And up, and forward, and down. We have one more. Nice. Bring that leg up. Good. And then let's take our stretch. Lovely, guys. So we're going to start with just that pulling in of the knee, having a little shuffle from side to side, just opening that hip. Again, just think about that sort of lateral movement here, getting into the hip socket, and then giving it a really good squeeze in. And then we're going to come into our stretches now. So finding your half happy baby, get into that hip, having a little rock if that feels good. Think of that compression in your hip joint, really pulling it down. When you're ready, maybe stretching it out to the side. Again, just a reminder to watch this other hip is staying square, so you're not tipping over. And then very gently just guiding up to your hamstring stretch, so back of the calf, maybe the foot, whatever feels good. You might be here, wherever you are. Remember, you can close your eyes here and just feel the nice gentle breath. Every breath, we're thinking about those muscles lengthening and extending. One more deep breath. And then bring that leg down. Have a windscreen wiper. We're going to do some roll-ups into our bridge now. So again, this one, spine, glutes, kind of working so many parts of our body with this one. It's such a good exercise, and I think I always say this every class. We want to try and do it in most classes because it's really good for our back. Yeah. So reaching for your fingers towards your heels, and then other option is to take the arms up. If you want to work your stabilization a little more, take this version. Making sure the knees are staying in line with the hips. We're going to tuck the pelvis, scoop the abdominals up and under as we press the spine down to then roll it up to the top. We peak the pelvis, we lift the heels, we think about pushing an inch higher, and then we slowly roll ourselves down through that spine, all the way down. Drop the heels, refresh, and roll back up, finding that smooth pathway. Lovely smooth control. Lifting the heels. Easing down smooth, smooth, smooth. One vertebrae at a time. Drop the bottom, drop the heels, reset the breath. Rolling back up. Pushing up at the top, lifting those heels. Rolling down. Good, let's stay at the top this time. So staying up here. Now, if you have got your arms on the floor, you might want to join them up and come up now, lifting the heels. And we're just going to take some pelvic tilts. So we're going to drop the left side down and then squeeze back up. And then right side down and then squeeze back up. The other hip you're thinking about keeping as high as possible. So we're, again, working that sort of rotator to push at the top and squeezing through the glutes. Think of that push underneath to get that height. We're going to do one more each side. And last one. Hold it up here. Hold that position. Reach your arms back behind you and then roll down through your spine. All the way down. Lovely. Drop your knees from side to side. We're going to take two stretches here. We're going to take our full happy baby. So great one for glutes and hips. You might want to stretch your legs there. This one is always just a nice one to sort of do at your own sort of manner, I guess, yeah. And then we're also going to take our second round of our frog. Just taking some time to open the knees and breathing. Nice. Doing great, guys. All right, let's move into our roll-ups now. So last little exercise of class We will chuck in a little plank as well though at the end, but last major exercise, I'll roll up then into our plank. So as always, remember you can do this with your hands on your legs and bend your knees as an alternative version, which is a little bit easier, okay? We're going to reach the arms behind us. We take a strong, deep breath in and strong exhale. We find a tall seat. Now, we're going to take one arm. So we're going to start with our right arm. We circle that arm around, take a big circle, and then we're going to scoot back through our abdominals and lower all the way down with control. We take a deep breath in. Exhaling. Find that tall spine. We take the other arm. Nice big circle. Really working that shoulder joint, and then we scoot and we roll down through our spine, all the way down. Deep breath in. Exhale. Find that nice tall back, big circle. Scoop it back with control. Think of that nice elongation, that easing down one vertebrae at a time. We're going to do one more here. Deep breath in. Exhaling. Big scoop. All the way back. Ease it down and reach it back. Nice, guys. Now for our stretch for this one, well, we're going to do a hamstring stretch when we get up, but let's take some rolls first. So take a nice little gentle few rolls up and down your back. Just being careful if you do have a bony spine or a hard floor, just be gentle with this. I'm going to take one more and then coming all the way up. Lovely. Okay, so take your legs out in front of you. You're going to take them a little bit wider and then just reaching forward and just taking your hamstring stretch. So with the legs a little bit wider, you're going to find that you can sort of bring your head down and use your head a little bit more to elongate your spine, and then start to gently bring your feet in whilst you're down there so you can stretch a bit deeper. 2 more deep breaths. And then very gently exhale, rolling up. Lovely. Okay, let's finish off strong with a plank sequence. So we're going to start up and then we're going to come down to our elbows. Yeah. So if you do have any wrist issues, you might want to go straight to your elbows. Okay. So finding your 4-point posture, bending your knee, tucking your toes, bending your elbows slightly. We take an inhale, right leg slides out, and then exhale, left to follow. And we're in our full plank. So we're pushing the mat away, we're drawing the belly button up, thinking about closing our ribs towards our hips here. And we're just holding here for a few rounds of breath. Nice. Now we're going to bend our right knee and exhale, push back. Bend our left knee and exhale, push back. Right knee and back. Left knee and back. We do 6 2 knees. So 6, 5, 3, 4. Now 3. Jesus, she can't even count. 2 and 1. Nice, everyone. Hold it here. Bring your knees down. Take a quick stretch back. Deep breath. And we come down to our forearms. So setting it up the same way, interlace your fingers, tuck your toes, slide your right leg back, inhale, and then exhale left, and then drop your pelvis. So we're in that forearm plank. Good, holding it strong here. And we're just gonna hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and ease it down. Lovely, guys. Just taking a few circles into your wrists. Really nice work. All right, let's finish off with our seated tree stretch. Really great one for so many areas. One leg bent, other leg out straight, reaching up, taking that beautiful forward fold over the leg. And just stay here for a few rounds of extra breath to really release those muscles. Deep breath in and exhale. And then gently coming up, switching sides, taking that to the other side. And exhaling. Deep breath. Lovely. And then we'll take a little split stretch today. So a little straddle stretch, really good for inner thighs. Do not worry if you're way forward. It doesn't really matter. As long as you're feeling a stretch in your body, that's what's important. We're going to stretch over to one side. And then exhale, coming up. And then other side. And up. And then you're going to take the body down to the leg, round to the middle, and then coming up, down to the leg, around to the middle. And stay here, a few extra breaths, and then rolling up. Lovely, guys. All right, let's finish as we always do with our 3 rounds of breath. So finding a lovely tall spine, feeling that lovely calm energy that you've invited into your mind and body after your class, feeling refreshed, energized, nice and stretched out today. And we'll take our 3 rounds of breath. So deep breath in, drawing your arms up. Big grounding exhale. Deep breath in. And exhale. Third one, mind, body, and soul. Deep breath in. And exhale. Lovely work, guys. Thank you so much for joining me for class. For all my regulars, thank you so much for all your lovely feedback, comments, and likes. Really helping the channel grow. Really appreciate the support and love to hear from you guys. So don't not reach out if you want to. All right, have a lovely day, everyone. Thank you so much, and see you next time.